Alright everyone, welcome back to Blackjack. I'm Blackjack Abbiani, and how y'all doing today? You down for some superhero battle? Down to watch some teenagers fight to the death? Because for some reason we're doing that now. Hopefully it's gonna end better for at least one of them. I gotta say though, even if Deku loses, he's probably still going to come off better than he did in his previous death battle, because it wasn't very good. Okay, let's go. Fight!
Miles Morales versus Izuku Midoriya.
Spider-Man versus Deku. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a death battle.
Alright, let's take this from the top again. This is Peter Parker. He was bitten by a radioactive spider, and for who knows how long, he's been the one and only Spider-Man.
Well,
friendly
one and only is a little harder to determine.
In a universe filled with super soldiers, hulking green Goliaths, and world-shattering gods, Spider-Man is there to look out for the little guy.
But in a multiverse of infinite possibilities, that
Indeedly
doesn't always
do.
last forever. Like in Universe 1610, when NYC's Webhead got iced on the job.
The city was left without its protector. But fortunately, Peter wasn't the only one who got bit.
Yeah.
Enter Miles Morales, a young teen from Brooklyn just trying to
What do you
figure
call the
out his
animation
place in the
style in
world.
this movie?
And now he had
Where
it
it's
thrust upon him.
not
The
as
canon
smooth,
event
but
to
it's
start
somehow
all
more
canon
smooth.
events. Now it was
Herald
Miles'
of
turn to
Anansi,
be
I
the
didn't
hero
know
the
that.
Big Apple needed, and he had all the usual spider kit to help him out.
This spider carried the Oz formula, a genetics-enhancing serum that granted Miles
All right.
superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any surface.
You
Golly.
can't forget that classic spider sense, an internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He even got an upgrade that acts like a radar, letting him
awesome.
see through stuff.
But no spider person is
Okay,
complete
alright, I'm gonna
without their-
pause. Nanomesh vibranium suit. There's someone who makes compilations of death battle reactions, and the work they do, Joker something. I'll put it in the video description because I don't remember right now, and I don't want to look it up until the battle is over, just in case it gives me spoilers. But the work this channel does on, like, editing out all of the pauses people make, is really quite a Herculean task, and I definitely appreciate it.
They're web
Oh,
shooters.
wait,
Giving
okay.
to him-
Okay. Yeah, okay. Wakandan web shooters, not just anywhere. Spider powers, plus the I hardly slept last night. Plus the electromagnetic thing. Venom powers, okay. Bioelectric webs there. Absorption. Overdrive. Yeah, associating that with Venom related.
By Peter's Aunt May, these webs have all sorts of applications between swinging, grabbing, restraining, projectiling, and being made into constructs.
Not having Peter around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher, though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Like any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt. Could he keep up in school? What was the right way to talk to girls?
And how could he live up to being Spider-Man when one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle? Makes family dinners so awkward. All that
Fantastic
trying
Mr.
to kill
Fox
us
was a good
stuff.
movie.
Fortunately, Miles had a leg up on every other superhero known to man.
Living parents! Better yet, loving parents. They supported him when things got tough, even if they didn't always see eye to eye. And thanks to them, he learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do it like Peter, but to do it his own way.
And it helped that this particular spider had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers, like invisibility and venom.
Not like Tom Hardy. Though
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
weird to give your main power the same name as one of your bad guys.
Yeah,
Come on,
it
Spidey. Branding
really
important.
is.
Miles
Jeremy,
can harness his
Jeremy,
own
there we go.
bioelectric energy and weaponize it, which is especially effective against individuals with genetic mutations.
Interesting.
Absorbing, blasting, mega blasting. Hell, he can even make electric constructs out of this stuff, like biowebbing and a damn sword. Jeez, what kind of spider was this?
It's not entirely science fiction. Studies have shown that certain species of spiders, such as the Linnaeus, have a process known as ballooning. By spinning a thread of their silk, they can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly, traveling up to hundreds of miles. No pun intended.
Well, whatever kind of bite it was, it gave Miles the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles, and lightning bolts. He survived all sorts of beatings, including a building exploding on top of him.
Oh, geez, Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light-speed attacks, and Miles is more than a match for him.
Like the time he
Nice.
absorbed the
Okay. Well, this feat was performed by the Insomniac Earth 1048 Miles Morales. The denizens of that universe are comparable in power to their 616 and 1610 counterparts in Comic Cross. Gotcha.
of a bomb that was going to vaporize Harlem. A blast that would have equaled 15 million tons of TNT.
He's getting kudos from a ton of older heroes, too, becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers.
Cool.
He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage
How they're
superheroes
texting to
with
each
the likes
other
of Miss
despite
Marvel
standing
and
right
Ironheart.
there.
The king of Wakanda himself even suited him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The
Nice.
same stuff as T'Challa's own suit. This super rare and tough metal can absorb kinetic energy and vibrational impacts.
It helps to regulate Miles's venom powers too, allowing him to better control his electrical output.
The vibranium
Nearly
is thinner to better fit
100%.
his acrobatic fighting style.
As
but
you
it can
say,
still
do
shake
whatever
off
a
most
spider
fatal
can.
attacks like they're not.
I love that song exists in universe. I was watching a video, an interview with some of the Marvel composers, and they were including Danny Elfman, which is why I was watching it. But they were talking about why there isn't a lot of memorability in the current scores, and they were saying it's because the directors will show them like preview footage with other music put over it and go, I want you to do something like that. And they'll get, they're very determined to have something like that. So they were also like interviewing people on the street about Marvel music, and it was brought up that the most enduring Marvel music is the old Spider-Man theme. I mean, I guess in a way, there's also the old X-Men theme. But I feel that even as freaking badass as that is, it's still fairly niche compared,
Nothing. This stuff is tough enough that Deadpool's swords have shattered against it.
Whoa.
So it's not as durable as, say, Captain America's shield, and enough kinetic energy will overload it.
Don't be near it when it does, or you'll end up like the Falcon here when he used his vibranium wings to stop a bomb that was gonna blow up New York City. That's twice now. Does any other city have to deal with this stuff?
But when vibranium and spider powers still aren't enough, Miles can push his electrical output into overdrive.
Giving him huge boosts in strength and speed, and making him a whole lot zappier.
Oh,
It's your
dang.
classic shonen power-up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb and has a thing for mimicking some favorites.
Despite his initial insecurities, Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor. No longer standing in the shadow, but side by side.
Literally, his universe got
Or
blown up
crouching
and he
side
was
by
sent
side
to the main
on a ceiling.
616 timeline, along with his family. And now it's him and Peter as a pair of Spider Bros.
He's even become one of the big players of
Won an Oscar, yeah. Lifted most of a building. Yeah, that's most. Saved an alternate universe from his evil clone. Yeah. Save the Web of Life sounds like I don't think they told us what that was, but that sounds like it's the biggest feat here. I'm going to guess it has something to do with, like, saving actual all concept of life. Yeah, I'm just gonna assume.
the Spider-Verse, teaming up with all sorts of other spider variants to defend the multiverse.
There's anime spider people, robot spider people, dinosaur spider people, spider people, a whole lot of them, each with their own way of getting the job done. Miles even led them into battle against the Inheritors, a bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what Stan Lee was proudest of in his favorite superhero. Regardless of who they were, any sort of person could wear the mask and do the right thing.
And
So long
stay in
as we
school.
stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero.
What if you get spider powers, but you have a terrible fear of
What
heights?
is a hero? To this
Okay, this episode contains spoilers for the ending of My Hero Academia. I am going to be right back. Ate a little breakfast. Didn't. Just be right back. Okay, hi, I'm back. I went and got a ginger ale. I hope that helps. I'm sorry if this interferes with the rest of the fight.
citizens of Japan, there was no one more synonymous with the word than their symbol of peace.
All Might, the big numero uno. With a smile on his face, he could save anyone and win any fight, no matter what.
Or so it seemed. After a battle with
Yep.
his arch nemesis, All For One, All Might was grievously injured. His time as a beacon of hope was coming to an end, and he would need to find
Sizzle.
someone to pass on the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolved to have their own individual superpowers, or quirks, but not everyone is lucky enough to get one. Like this kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to call him, the good-for-nothing Deku.
Izuku wanted to save
Okay. Oh, he's my height. 16, 24 post time skip. Oh, he becomes a teacher. Romantic interest. Oh, you know, one of them. Possesses 7 quirks. Yeah. Favorite food, Katsudan. Cool, cool.
people just like All Might, but even his idol told him that he would have to give up on his dreams.
Forever the beta male in the shadow of Bakugo and his Sigma quirk, until he got the chance to alpha up and lend his
How's,
rival a helping hand.
Having a
proving
teenage
himself
daughter
worthy
affecting
of
you there,
All Might's
Boomstick?
torch.
And so after
Hang on. Okay, back. Sorry about that.
months of training, Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, One for All.
Awesome.
This power allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights, using it
Even
for
if it means
smashing
breaking
attacks
every
named
bone
after
in his
specific
body.
U.S. locales, and a soccer club.
Or football, as they call it.
Straight punches, spikes, even finger flicks, One for All is the ultimate in strength-enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it, Izuku destroyed
You
this
know, it's-
giant
it's
robot in a single
Just,
blow.
it's funny how people associate soccer as an American term, but it really isn't. It's used in a lot of countries.
On accident. Too bad it wasn't the only thing he destroyed, though.
Yeah.
That looks like it hurts.
One for All's power was so great that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One for All could cause their body to explode. So Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Yep.
Say that again.
Play high.
Here he'd be inspired by girly pop Uraraka to turn his zero name into his hero name, becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Something that he may have taken too far.
When it came
He's
to
going to
saving
be a
people,
great
Dewey Best
Deku.
here had a bad habit of putting
If
others
Lift the
way
Legend of
before
Zelda has
himself.
taught me
Sure,
anything.
everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again if he got himself paralyzed.
Yeah.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling. Instead of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously spread the energy across his body at
There
low
we go.
percentages.
That makes
using it
sense.
for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive movements.
And with that new
Nice,
thinking came
nice.
a new fighting style, shoot style. To use a stronger limb that'd be less likely to break, Deku took a page from Nerd Emoji Ida's book and switched to focusing on kicks to pack in more of a punch. Yeah.
And that power would be needed. After a climactic battle with All For One, All Might would be forced into retirement, just a few
Yeah.
months into Deku's training. Now it was his turn to face this demon lord.
But he didn't have to do it alone. Just as All Might had passed One for All onto Deku, it had been passed onto All Might by his master, and onto her by her master. One for All was a power that was built upon for generations.
That's
The
so
quirks of the
cool.
previous
That's such a
users of
cool
One For All
concept.
manifested in Deku,
It's like
along
the
with their
Avatar.
spirits or vestiges to help him in his battle against All For One.
Black Whip gives him energy tendrils to swing around and restrain foes. They can
Cool.
also brace his arms and manually control his muscles.
I'm sorry, I know it looks like I'm not really reacting, like I'm just sitting here going cool every few seconds or neat or whatever. I'm trying to take in the information, and it all just sounds really cool.
Float allows him to soar high into the sky. By combining it with controlled blasts of pressurized air, he can effectively fly.
Danger Sense detects incoming threats and unease, letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats.
Yeah, that's going to be different
familiar?
from...
Smokescreen lets him, create a smokescreen.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he can use it at full blast to create a bigger smokescreen.
Yeah,
That's
I like how the
well known,
font
but the
got just
real meat is
ever
in
so
Fajin.
slightly low.
After building up kinetic energy within his body, Deku can unleash it for bursts of strength and speed.
He's combined it with Black Whip to create the powerful Black Chain binding attack.
Cool.
And can use it in conjunction with Full Cowling to achieve foe 100%, equaling
Interesting.
All Might's full level of power without any recoil.
Oh,
Used it
yeah,
to
that's gonna come in
outspeed
handy.
a bullet shot by Lady Nagant, a former hero turned villain who has a sniper rifle for an arm.
Nice.
I think I'm in love.
Nagant's bullet was
I feel like Barrett Wallace would be like, "Ah, that's a woman after my own heart," and then find out that she's a villain and just be like, I forget I said anything.
across a distance of around 215 kilometers within a fraction of a second. That's 6,700 times faster than sound. And Deku was moving so fast, the bullet seemed like it was standing still.
And he
Awesome.
can go even faster than that with his final quirk.
And that's not even
leadership.
close to light
Touching a
speed
target,
either.
He can control its speed without
I don't
abiding
think.
by the laws of inertia. He can slow down foes
sound
to
is
leave
so
them
much
frozen
slower
in the
than
air, or move so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even All for One's own protege Shigaraki couldn't track him, and this is a dude who can catch
Okay, Deku can forcefully transfer the vestiges of One for All to an opponent to directly attack their soul, but he loses one of his quirks each time he does so. It also requires they ingest some of his DNA. I remember eating hair was important.
Lightspeed laser beams.
It does have a time limit.
I only saw the
After
first
5
season.
minutes of continuous use, Deku's body will catch up to his speed, suffocating him as his cells become unable to take in oxygen.
Oh, God.
Not nearly as bad as One for All was suffocating him, though. He's been doing all of this shit in just the 10th grade.
Oh,
I hadn't
man.
even figured out you can breathe through your nose at that point.
Having to save his friends, the country, the entire world weighed on Deku. So he left UA to fight this war alone.
But alone was never where Deku fought best. Having come from nothing, his admiration for his peers gave him strength.
That the
Just as
Flash?
They admired his strength
Hang
from
on.
Nothing, his admiration for his
This guy, right here. Is that the Flash?
peers gave him strength, just as they admired his strength and desired to
Ruffy.
help others. Even Bakugo came around to him.
So when it came time to finally put that demon lord back in hell, his classmates, teachers, mom, friends, enemy, and everyone else supported and cheered him on.
I love that his mom
Because
is named
that
Inko.
was the greatest threat to All for One's reign.
Inko means
all
parakeet.
along.
Not All Might, not Deku, not even One for All itself. Just people helping each other out. And with their help, Deku
That's what the
defeated
world
All
needs
for
to
One
be.
once and for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies for a brighter future.
Though he
Awesome.
did lose his quirk and have to retire from hero work, getting a regular 9 to 5 as a teacher, passing on his knowledge to the next generation, just like every user of One for All before him.
Some might say
Awesome.
he peaked in high school. If not for the sick new armor he eventually got to go back to kicking.
Oh, wow,
All
okay.
the way back near the top of the rankings.
All with the help of his friends. For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need, everyone can be a hero.
Awesome.
Hello, it's me, store-bought Benjamin. I know what you're asking. Benjamin, what are you wearing?
Dummy thick.
Yeah, see, I
Yes,
don't mind
that's our
watching
mechanical
their
menace
ads.
Mechagoose
I
pulling
think,
down the
you know,
trunks of poor
they're
Dummy.
internal,
Our new summer
not
line
trying to
of merch
con
is
me.
available now on deathbattle.gg for a limited time. Website members can even get this in a unique color scheme. And there's a hat. I like the hat. I know what else you're asking.
It is a nice hat.
Benjamin, why did Wiz build robot butt cheeks on Dummy?
Because why not?
I don't know. Get your cheeks at www.deathbattle.gg.
Have we seen Dummy in a while? I don't recall the last time we did. Okay.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time.
Okay. It's gonna depend on how much Deku wears himself out. Because I don't think that Spider-Man has that sort of exhaustion limit. I mean, he's human. Of course he has a limit. You know, even for all his magnificent powers, everyone has a limit, no matter what they are. Because what both of these people are is human. And, gosh, they didn't explain that web of life thing. They really didn't. They also didn't get into how Spider-Man, or at least Miles, is Anansi's chosen. It's like, yeah, okay, you got divine favor. Okay. You just gotta gloss over that. Huh. Alright. I like how the presentation last time about Wile E. Coyote, talking about coyote in Native American legends, it kind of made him seem like a failed divine spirit. It's like, this is the rest of his family, and then there's him. I don't know if that was actually what they were going for, because I know he's not actually in that vein. But you know, it was a fun dichotomy. Oh golly, I don't quite know. I know that's always how it comes down, doesn't it? I mean, last time I bet because I had a dream about it, and it was wrong. Is it really a bet if I'm not actually putting anything on the table? I mean, I've got my soda on the table, and that's not really the same thing. Yeah, this is what you're really here for. Blackjack patented rambling. I was just gonna...
For a death battle!
I know this is by Maru again. Huh? The same one who did Shigaraki vs. Mahito and Bowser vs. Eggman.
More man and less spider than usual.
Whoa, I was looking for you. Care to show me what you can do?
All right, new guy. First lesson, don't watch the mouth. Watch the hands.
Now watch mine, Delaware!
Just like All Might's battle against Might Guy, it's a friendly spar that's going to go too far.
Guess who?
Well, hey, that broke Batman. That broke Batman in half back in that battle. Hey.
Skills, man. I like that. Oh, mierda.
Oh, mira. Really old York City.
I moved us to an abandoned part of the city so we can go all out.
Awesome.
Because I always do my best.
There's an abandoned part of New York City. I guess he time traveled? Did either of them actually have time travel ability? I don't know. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be, but that's what really old York City implies. I think
I'm gonna do my best.
I think they really did just move location, but
Gotta do my
still.
own thing.
Gotta have that shot. Oh yeah, he's got that force that Deadpool's unbreakable swords broke against.
Your work is amazing.
Amazing is my buddy. They call me the ultimate Spider-Man.
Suit has shock absorption, not nullification. So.
Oh yeah,
it's
his
not
analysis. Kaboom! Oh yeah.
Go beyond.
Does he say plus ultra? Yep, there we go. Oh man. Holy shit, did he just explode into a giant web?
really are the ultimate.
I'm doing it with the left arm like he is, but
Vaya con
it's
Dios,
showing
Hoven.
Let's
on the
start by
right
talking
side.
about their superpowers, which matched up quite evenly. Unsurprisingly, given the not-so-subtle inspiration for Deku's quirks, though they did have some edges over the other.
The spider sense gave Miles
Okay. Miles is a herald of the spider god Anansi. Anansi is largely a supportive mentor rather than a direct combatant on Miles' behalf, yeah. However, Miles' status as his herald could theoretically grant him spiritual protection from being attacked by One For All's vestiges. I
more
see.
insight on his surroundings and threats than danger sense, which has been worked around before.
This meant Miles' invisibility was harder for Danger Sense to detect when he wasn't attacking, while the Spider Sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku in a smokescreen. But Izuku's other quirks granted him advantages of his own.
Float was a lot more mobile than Webs, and Fajin gave a bigger boost in strength.
Okay,
than
while Venom is effective against genetic mutants, it can be resisted by those with high durability or pain tolerance. And he has like the highest fucking pain tolerance of anyone. It's Ultimate Green Goblin. Deku has withstood electrical attacks from Shigaraki and Nine. Even if a Venom Strike did paralyze Deku, he could puppet his body with overlay.
Since
Goodness
both had
gracious.
some advantages and disadvantages, we're gonna call superpowers a tie.
Next up,
Oh,
speed.
awesome.
Scaling to Peter, Miles could dodge light speed attacks, which actually outpaced Izuku moving faster than that sniper bullet. Fortunately for Deku, though, that wasn't his best.
Thanks to Gear Shift, Deku could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki. Even worse for
Awesome.
Spidey, one touch from Gear Shift could freeze him in place and make dodging totally impossible.
Oh.
So speed goes to Deku.
As for skill, Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities and coming up with strategies on the fly.
But Miles' powers and fighting style gave Deku few immediate openings.
Deku may have received more formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work for a little under a year.
It's interesting.
Meanwhile, Miles has
It
been
didn't subtitle what the sash said. Miles has been trained by Captain America, Colleen Wing, I don't know who that is, Misty Knight, and Black Panther. Remember back when Misty Knight was considered obscure by Death Battle standards? They had to root around for her in order to determine if Raiden's swords would break Wolverine's claws. Well, his training is arguably not as intensive as Deku's full-time study at UA, but he's not inexperienced by any
Doing
means.
everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
Nice.
It's close, but with his greater experience, skill goes to Miles, and that means the biggest deciding factor is raw strength.
And that was no contest. Miles absorbing the energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at, but overwhelming power is what One For All is all about.
When Deku defeated All For One,
Is
the
One
energy
For
needed to
All
part those
about.
clouds with this punch had a yield of 362.
Okay, how many of these fights come down to how many clouds can be blown away? Because that was one of the big factors in Dio versus Alucard.
Billion tons of TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
But it wasn't as simple as that. Miles is wearing a vibranium suit after all. So the question wasn't necessarily who was stronger, it was if Miles' suit was tough enough to continuously absorb Deku's blows.
When the Falcon protected New York from that city-destroying blast, it had a yield of 546
I thought they said it was one
megatons.
borough. Miles's bomb absorption feat was nearly fatal. Furthermore, the 546 megaton yield for vibranium's durability was a high-end calculation. The energy to simply render New York uninhabitable is far less. I mean, pollution's heading there on its own. Haven analyzed generously, Miles' strength and armor is much weaker than One For All. Okay.
Impressive, but Deku defeating All For One was still over 600 times stronger than Vibranium's limit.
And Deku did
Interesting.
that with One For All's embers, not the full package.
And remember, the Vibranium in Miles' suit was much thinner than what Falcon and Black Panther had, making it unlikely it could absorb as strong of a blast.
It's there to provide more protection, sure, but there was no way it could survive all of what Deku could dish out.
In this superpower battle, it was Izuku's overwhelming speed and immense strength that made him the winning hero.
And the morales of the story is...
The winner is Deku.
Next time
Okay,
on
let me see.
Death Battle.
Oh, Godzilla versus Hulk.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle. Thanks for watching.
Awesome. All right. Let's see some of these top comments here. For some reason when it's like this, I have to scroll way down. Oh, I get my a lot of my videos in here. Saddest one. He said it has a limit. Deku really learned from the best. Amazing is my buddy. Yeah, the animation is crazy. Yeah, nice callback, Miles. But unfortunately, reminds me that Parker and your opponent isn't a bat. Yeah, that was that's what I was talking about. That was always the big problem I had with that episode. I know the animation is just for show, etc., but it's like, yes, I can believe that Spider-Man could beat Batman. I can believe that pretty easily. I cannot, however, believe that the Batsuit would just break in half like that. That was always just not. Yeah. Also, these characters just gotta stop getting into friendly spars that go into blood feuds. You know? I mean, Deku, that's how you lost your mentor. That's did you forget that that's what happened to All Might? He got into a arm wrestling match with some guy in green. Okay, I know someone who's going to be extremely excited about the next fight because he's a huge Godzilla fan. Tony on the Rabtoons Discord. He's also a huge superhero fan, so yeah, he's a huge Spider-Man fan, so he's probably going to be excited about this matchup too. So, let me get this full screen. There, it won't show any difference on your end, but yeah. Sorry about getting sick. I don't really have a whole lot else to say. You probably hear Athena in the background going chirp, going eep, beep, beep for everything. And I can't wait to have my own recording space. You know what? In 3 weeks' time, I might be moved into it. Well, 4 weeks is what they tend to do. They do it a week off now, and then they do each summary, and then they do the battle. But I'm probably going to be moved into a new place. This might actually be the last death battle I film at this house. Although it's still my parents' house, so I might film here again in the future. You know, I'm not ruling that out, but the last that I might film while I'm living here, I'll say that. And at least temporarily, until she finds a place of her own, I'm going to be getting a roommate. You have heard me mention Netbug several times. Well, she is moving back to Oregon, and she needs a little place to stay, so she's going to set up in my den, in my fold-out couch, and I'm hoping things are going to be awesome. I'm putting together a little basket for her and stuff like that. And all right, so who knows? Maybe she'll join us again. You remember her way back when from the Balrog versus TJ combo video? Oh, those were the days. Okay, so I will see you all later. Until next time. Until next time, I'm Blackjack Gabbiani, and I advise you don't have 2-day-old spaghetti for lunch.